What's going on, guys? Welcome to Basement Bar Beers, Beards, and BS. On today's episode, we talk about what happened to all the videos while you're on the road going to Sturgis. And the answer to that question is, it was really hard to get things to upload at hotels with spotty internet and all that fun stuff. And it's gonna come. It's coming at some point. But I'm gonna make a video about the trip. Probably be a couple different videos. But I've got this cheapo little fake GoPro that my buddy Tim let me use. Well, it's got a memory stick that's got a bunch of footage on it. I've got another one that's on here that's got a ton of footage on it. I've got another one here that's got a ton of footage on it. And I got a lot of work to do because I have to get all of this off of the chip and then onto my phone, because that's where I do all my videos, because I'm a moron. So I promise I'm going to make a bunch of videos and we will do some updates on the trip. It was an epic adventure and I had a blast. A lot of the stuff I didn't film because I was enjoying myself. And that's the hardest part when you go out places and I'm trying to film, and what I end up doing is I get caught up in not having a good time and I get distracted with filming and I miss things. So I was trying to find that happy balance, and I basically filmed until I ran out of footage on the camera, on the memory cards, and a lot of the footage is just from my phone. So I do have some stuff that I'm working on right now. So I'm gonna post up some footage of the trip. The first couple days were pretty much just getting out there. Sturgis was absolutely beautiful. It's in the middle of nowhere. I did get to see, let me back up. So the trip was epic. Everything went really well. Only one little snafu, but nobody got hurt. Everyone made it home safe. We left from here, Atlanta, Georgia area, just north, and we all met up at my buddy's house in Woodstock area, Canton, and headed from there to Nashville for the first night. Chattanooga, I hate you so much. There's no bypass through Chattanooga. So everybody that has to go through you to get wherever they're going sits in traffic. I hate you so much. It was awful. There's nothing worse than being on a Harley Davidson or any motorcycle, stuck at that weird 5 to 10 mile an hour stop and go traffic. And it was hot. And I mean proper hot. Made it to Nashville the first night. Got there that night, went and had Mission Barbecue, which was probably the best place we ate on the whole trip. We had some, I take that back. Our stop in Memphis, the Rendezvous. Those two were the best places we had. Basically, the first night and the last meal before the trip was over was totally epic. We went from there, stayed in a hotel with amazing beds. Went from there, we went from Nashville to St. Louis. From St. Louis, we ate at a from St. Louis, we went across into Kansas. I don't remember where we stayed that night. It started to get blurry after spending all day on the road. There were long days. The first night was not so bad. Second night, not so bad. And then it was like long hauls to get to the final destination. Where did we go from Kansas? Kansas City for lunch and had tacos. And then basically from there, you kind of start fishing your way up from Sioux City to Sioux Falls, and then you cut all the way across South Dakota into Sturgis, which was very windy. Bikes riding down the road like this, and then you'd stand upright, and then you'd get another gust of wind, and the bikes would move around again. Absolutely beautiful. The further out you go, the more beautiful it kept getting. On our way to Sioux Falls, we ended up riding. We kind of goofed around a little bit. We ended up stopping at the place where Jesse James was shot. So what's the name of the town? This is how well prepared we are. But more important, this is where we're at.
Jesse James town.
Where Jesse James was killed. Although it says Jesse James' home, so I didn't know he was murdered in his home, which is even crazier. So, random stop along the way. We stopped for tacos in Kansas City. They were delicious, and now we're here. Another the home that he was shot in, which was moved, the needle point that he was adjusting when he was shot by. Anyway, all that was really cool. But we kind of goofed off in the day, so we had to ride really hard. In the last 200 miles, we're trying to beat the sunset to get to the hotel. We were close. We were there at dusk, so we didn't have to ride a whole lot at night. Ate at a good restaurant that night, but I saw the most beautiful sunset was probably that sunset on our way into South Dakota, into Sioux Falls. The gas station pit stop out here in South Dakota. We're literally in the middle of nowhere. Pretty cool. We're making good progress, about 100 miles outside of, about 100 miles, 120 miles outside of Sioux Falls, where we left last night, where we stayed, on the road again. Just had lunch at Wall Drugs. I need a nap now. I basically got a beef sandwich smothered in brown gravy. I'm currently in a food coma, but we got about an hour and a half ride to the cabin, so we're heading out. Man, this is a ton of fun. I can't believe that I am in South Dakota on my motorcycle, on my Harley. What a great day. I'll post a video of the cabin. Was brilliant. It's a dirt road. Been on this dirt road for about 15 minutes. There are the bikes. We're pretty sure this is us, but nobody has signal, so we hope there's Wi-Fi. My ears are popping. I can't hear anything right now. But look, there's a crick, and there's Robbie, there's James.
Deliverance.
I hear banjo music. But we got a concrete pad to park the bikes, which was kind of awesome. So sweet. We Robbie found it. It was an Airbnb. It was perfect for what we needed. We all just kind of figured it out. I slept in this little loft. Robbie slept on the couch, even though there was a little outhouse that had like bunk beds in it, but there's no bathroom, and he was scared that if he had to come pee in the middle of the night, a bear would eat him. So he slept on the couch. There was a weird pull-out thing that James slept on, and Mike got the bedroom. It was beautiful. We made steaks that night when we got up there, used the grill. Then the next day we went to Deadwood, which was really cool, which was where Wild Bill Hickok was shot. Rode over to, actually got a really nice Bison Harley Davidson leather jacket in Deadwood, which is freaking rad. From there, we went down to Mount Rushmore through the Black Hills Forest. Well, after 42 years, I finally made it. I've wanted to come here my entire life. I finally made it. 42 years old, and I've made it to Rushmore. It's freaking epic. I mean, they've got all kinds of information around. They've got some different trails I think you can go to. Of course, I don't know how to get to any of them, but it's pretty cool. Especially look up and see them. They're not in the book. It's real. It's right there. It's freaking rad. I still can't believe I rode my motorcycle all the way out here. Motorcycle parking. Which again, absolutely stunning and beautiful. We didn't have time to do everything. I didn't get to see the Devil's Tower, which sucked. I didn't get to see Crazy Horse, which sucks. But I did get to see Mount Rushmore, something I never, ever, ever thought I would be able to see in my lifetime. I figure, why the hell am I going to be in South Dakota on my Harley? Was how I was going to get out there. We went from there back into Sturgis, really back into Deadwood. We were going to take the bus to Sturgis, but we missed the bus. So we were like, screw it. We're going to go ride into Sturgis. We rode into Sturgis, hung out there, had dinner. People watched a lot. There was a lot of people to watch. It was a super cool place. We hung out there. We went to the Buffalo Chip kind of early and saw the Ivy brothers. Do the wall of death. It's basically this little bitty circle, and they ride motorcycles up on the walls, and the walls are perfect. I'll post some videos of that. Super, super cool. And ended up going back to the cabin. So about the cabin was brilliant. There was a little creek that ran in front of it that Robbie and I stood in like morons to put our feet in the water while we were out there. But it was up about a 4-mile gravel road at 20 to 30 miles an hour to get to.
Dual sport? I mean, what the fuck was that?
Great spot. So it was like right between the mountains between Deadwood and Sturgis. So like Sturgis is here and Deadwood's here. We were in this mountain range, and it was like little curvy roads to get to here and then curvy roads to get back down here. But we were like 12 minutes away from Deadwood that morning, so it was kind of convenient. Much cooler in the mountains than I had thought, so glad I bought that leather jacket, or the day leaving Sturgis, it would have been miserable. The next morning we got up, really didn't have breakfast per se. We just kind of snacked on what we had left and cleaned up the cabin and headed into Wyoming, kind of home. That was the turning point, but we wanted to go further into Wyoming to go down through Colorado. So we go over into Wyoming, down through Colorado, absolutely stunning, middle of nowhere, just flat land. We come down through Colorado. Denver, you suck. Traffic is garbage. And because of all the fires, the mountain ranges, we couldn't really see as far as you couldn't see as far as you wanted to. I've seen further. The mountains are beautiful up there. You could really just see silhouettes. It's kind of like the Smoky Mountains, but just more vast because you're from the flatland area. We ended up finding a really nice place to stay. That worked out well. We went and had like Outback Steakhouse or something like that for dinner that night. And then from there we left and headed over to Oklahoma. We had overestimated how far things were coming back because the way home was a little longer. So we added more distance every day, and we're like, we'll be fine. But at that point of the trip, your butt's tired, and I got a factory seat on my bike, so it's doable, but we were all tired. So I called my wife's aunt, Uncle Charlie and Aunt Pig live in Memphis, which is a much shorter trip. And then, so it went from like a 12-hour day to like a 6-hour day. And then from Memphis back to the Atlanta area is about a 6-hour ride again. So we crashed with them. They were so gracious. They had beer waiting for us when we got there. They took us out to eat to the Rendezvous, which was amazing. It was also Elvis week, so it was crowded downtown, so we didn't really hang out downtown. We went back and hung out and talked about the trip, and then got in bed and headed home the next morning. I'll post more about that. I'll post some stuff up in here, but I made it home, and it was a relief to be home. It was an epic journey. Like I said, there'll be more videos coming about this trip as it's been a crazy almost 30 days in this month. And anyway, I didn't even drink a beer this time. It's like Thursday. It's like 9 a.m. Until the next beer, or until the next adventure, until the next journey. Cheers. We'll see you guys next time. I'm going to film another video while I'm sitting here, so I'm going to turn this one off. Hey, Bubba.
What took you so long?
I was on the bike for.
Beard. Oh my god.
Give me a hug.
Your beard.
Give me a hug.
Have you seen your beard?
Yeah, I know. You can always see my beard.
No. Have you seen what it looks like currently? Go look in the mirror.
Why?
It's,
Is it ridiculous?
yes. Go walk over there.
What do you think? Give me a big old hug, baby.
I'm about to walk out.
Give me a
down-
kiss. You love me.
I'm about to walk down the pancake.